So the topic is to find all Hamiltonian cycles in a connected undirected graph G of n vertices using backtracking principle. So let us first know what's an Hamiltonian cycle. So for a given connected graph in an Hamiltonian cycle, we have to visit each and every vertex only once and return to the vertex from where we started. It is similar to the traveling salesperson, but in that we have to find a minimum cost tour. But in this, we don't have to find any minimum cost tour, just we have to find all the possible ways through which we can visit each and every vertex once and return to the vertex from where we started. So, now taking the example of this first graph, what are the possible Hamiltonian cycles? So, if we start from 1, we can go 1, 2, 2 to 3, then 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6 and 6 to 1. So this is going to be one Hamiltonian cycle. One more cycle we can say that 1 to 2, then 2 to 6, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3 and 3 to 1. This is also a possible cycle. One more possible cycle is 1 to 6, 6 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3 and 3 to 1. So this is also a possible cycle. But is there any other cycle like 2 to 3, then 4, 5, 6, 1 and 2? Can we say that this is also a cycle? Yes, we can say that this is a cycle, but it's already been written over here. So we can say that it's the duplicate of this cycle. So we won't consider this one. Now moving towards the next example. Is there any Hamiltonian cycle in this graph? We can move from 1 to 3, then 3 to 6, then 6 to 5. Then again we have to move, anyhow we have to move to 3. So we can say that we can't have any Hamiltonian cycle in this graph. So this vertex 3 is known as articulation point. Now moving to the next graph, next example. Can we make any Hamiltonian cycle? Can we find any Hamiltonian cycle in this graph? So again no, because from 4, if we move from 4 to the next vertex 5 or 6, then again we have to return to the fourth vertex. So this condition is known as pendant. Let's know how this algorithm works. So this is the adjacency matrix of this connected graph G. G is the adjacency matrix and X is the array which is going to store the vertices of the Hamiltonian cycle. In the programming part, I have marked it as vertex array, but in this I am taking it as X. So first of all, we are going to mark the first index as 1 for each and every cycle so that we don't get any type of duplicacy. Before starting the program, I want to tell you that there are 3 types of conditions which are applied while using this algorithm. The first condition is there should not be any duplicate elements in that array. If there is 1, so we can't use 1 in these cells. The second condition is there should be a connected vertex from the previous index to the next index. And the third condition is if we are at the last index, then there should be a edge which connects the last index to the first index. So let's start the algorithm. So for index 2, what we can take? Can we take 1? So no, we can't take 1 as it's already present in the array. So we can consider 2 over here. Then we will check is there an edge between 1 and 2. So from 1 to 2, yes, there is an edge. So now we will move further to the third index. Can we put 1? No, 1 can't be put there because it's duplicate. It's already in the array. 2? No, 2 also it's already in the array. We can put 3 over here. So is there an edge between 2 to 3? So yes, 2 to 3 there is an edge. So now move further, the fourth index. We can't put 2, we can't put 3, we can't put 4. We can say that we can put 4. Is there an edge between 3 and 4? So from 4 to 3, yes, there is an edge. So at the fifth index, we can say that we can put 5 as there is an edge between 4 to 5. Yes, there is an edge, and also there is between 5 to 1. Yes, there is an edge. So this is going to be our first Hamiltonian cycle. We can say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and again 1. So this is our first Hamiltonian cycle. Yes, this is one. So we will now print this array. So now what we will do? So after 5, we can see that there are only 5 elements in the array. So we will put 0 after 5. So this is the algorithm which we are using in this problem. So this line of code, vertex k equals vertex k plus 1 mod n plus 1. This is going to give us the next vertex. That is, this mod n plus 1 will make sure that we are not getting any vertex that is more than 5. We will not get 6, we will get 0. So we will put 0 after this. So now we will go one index back. So what we can put after 4? After 4 we can put 5 over here. So is there any vertex between 3 and 5? So from 3 to 5 there is no vertex. So after 5 it will become 0. Now coming one step back, 1, 2. Now after 3 we can put 4 over here. Is there any vertex between 2 to 4? So from 2 to 4, yes, there is a vertex. Now the fourth index, we can't put 1, we can't put 2, we can put 3. Is there any vertex between 4 and 3? Yes, there is a vertex. So now we will move one step further, that is at the fifth index. So we can see that at the fifth index we can only put 5 over there. Is there an edge between 3 and 5? No, there is not any edge between 3 and 5. Between 5 and 3 there is not any edge. So we will make it as 0. Then at fourth index we can put 4. No, we can't put 4. We can put 5 over there. There is and also there is an edge between 5 and 4. Now at the fifth index, our only last option is 3. So is there an edge between 5 and 3? No, there is not any edge. So we'll make this fifth index and fourth index as 0. And now we will move one step ahead in the third index, that is after 4 we will put 5. So is there an edge between 2 and 5? Yes, there is an edge between 2 and 5. Now to the fourth index, we can say that we can put 3 over here because 1 and 2 we won't put as it's already in the array. So 3, is there an edge between 5 and 3? 5 and 3, no edge. Then again we can put 4, 5 and 4, there is an edge. At the fifth index, our only left option is 3. Edge between 4 and 3, yes, there is an edge between 4 and 3. Is there an edge between 3 and 1? Yes, we can see that there is a direct edge between 3 and 1. 3 and 1, yes, there is a direct edge. So this is going to be our next Hamiltonian cycle. So we will now print this. So in this algorithm, we can see that this line is giving us the next vertex. Now we were having 3 types of conditions. So the first condition was there should not be any duplicate elements. So for duplicacy, the first condition was the value taken should not already exist in that array. For that, we are using this for loop to check if there is the same vertex in that array or not. The second condition was for every new vertex taken, there should be an edge to the previous one. So this one is going to check if there is an edge linked to the previous one or not. And the third one is if we are at the last element of the array, there should be an edge to the first vertex. This line of code is going to check if we are having the edge between the last element and the first element. So this was the working of the Hamiltonian cycle. I showed you only 2 examples. The program will move further and will show more examples and give more answers. So the time complexity of this is going to be n factorial or O of n raised to n. So now let's start the coding part. We will start with declaring an integer variable max that is equals to 25 and an array vertex which will store our answer. We are going to write our main method first. We will ask for the number of vertices and will store it in a variable called n. These are the variables which we are going to use in the program. After that, we are going to initialize the matrix, adjacency matrix, and vertex array as 0 for every index. Then we will ask for the input of the adjacency matrix in the form of edges. After we got the input, we will put vertex 1 as 1 as we will start our program from second vertex explained earlier in the video. After that, we will call the method addCycle with parameters g, n and 2. Then we will write our next vertex method, which was explained in the explanation part earlier in the video. This method will take 3 parameters, that is matrix g and 2 integers n and k. Inside a while loop, we will first get the next vertex to be considered, explained earlier in the video. We will check if the considered vertex is connected to previous vertex or not. If so, then with the help of a for loop, we will check if it's not a duplicate vertex. At last, we will check if the vertex is the last vertex, then it should have an edge to the first vertex also. If all of the above conditions are fulfilled, then we will return from the method. Now we will write our hCycle method, which was called from the main method. This method will also run a while loop, and inside that while loop we will call the next vertex function. Then we will check if k equals n, that is if we got our first answer, then we will print the full cycle. Else we will call the hCycle method with parameters g, n and k plus 1. So this was the end of our program, and we are going to run it. We got the correct output. So this was the end of the video. Hope you like it. Please do like, share and subscribe for more such programming related videos. Thank you.